Look at, I can't. It's so gorgeous. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all very, very well. Following on from this video, the Polymer Clay Chameleon powder and UV resin video that I did a week ago, I absolutely needed to do more. I loved it so, so much. So in this video, we are embossing. We are grabbing what we can find and we're gonna make some gorgeousness. So in this video, I am going to be using the Arteza Black Polymer Clay. I purchased this myself. I've also got some other clays. I have to say Sculpey so far is my favourite. It is the softest and easiest one to use out of this, the Fimo and the Arteza. Purchased them all. None of them are sponsored. The first thing I did was to condition my black clay. Now the reason I'm using black clay is because I'm using Chameleon powders. If you did not see the previous video, I will link it. It needs to be black clay. Now I've got these acrylic blanks. These are going to help me roll out my clay to an even depth. I got these from Moray Lothian Woodworks. I will link him below. Really handy actually. I don't use them for everything in this video, but they are really handy if you want a really even depth. Now you guys on the last video gave me so much advice, and one of the most helpful game changers, you guys told me to use cling film when it came to embossing objects into my air dry clay. In the last video you would have seen me emboss an ammonite into the clay and a seashell, and oh my goodness me, using cling film, completely different, world away from just shoving things into clay. And honestly, I don't even think I would have got these flowers out again had I just rolled them in. So this was my very, very first attempt. Remember, I am not a polymer clay artist. I do not pretend to be. We are here for fun. My first attempt was just full of ridges, mountains and divots, and I wasn't happy, so I peeled it up, rolled it back up again, kneaded it all back together, and I tried again. And this was what it was all about, just trying again and having fun in the process. The second attempt wasn't so bad. I did get some of the botanical embossing in there, and I decided, okay, for now, this is my first attempt. We will roll with it, we'll run with it, and we'll brush it with Chameleon powder, and it brings it to life. Now, it's not the clearest embossing you're ever gonna see, and trust me, the hours that I spent this day, it just got better and better. It just got better and better. I couldn't, honestly, I couldn't cope. I just want to do polymer clay for the rest of my life. I'm not going to, of course, but here we are. This is, I believe, the mint chameleon, and it gives a purple and a green multi-tone. Beautiful. So I am using my round clay cutters. Everything in this video is linked below, by the way, guys. The cutters are linked below. The polymer clay is linked. The clay tools, I still don't have everything I need, but I have got a whole page on my Amazon storefront for everything you need to recreate this. And let's not forget, I am a Vista ambassador as well, so all of the details for your Vista code will also be in the description box if you would like to purchase the UV resin that I use in this video. So far, this was my favourite embossing. I realised that the more detail in the flower, like the fatter the flower, the deeper the embossing. So I was really quite happy with this one. I did similar to the last video, and after I brushed the Chameleon powder on, I just rubbed it over with my finger to kind of push it in to the clay a little bit more, and then I created a hole at the top, and I just kept on going. I was having so much fun. Some came out better than others, some I didn't like, so I just redid it. There was absolutely no pressure, and again, this is not a tutorial on showing you how to do things because I'm very new to this, so this is just me sharing with you one of the most relaxing afternoons I have had in a very long time, and the results, I am telling you, are probably my favorite as well. So this again, some of these came out okay, and I did go ahead and I used Chameleon powder on them, but I didn't keep them all. I did at some point decide, actually, not loving you, you're going back into the ball of clay. So I think only 3 out of the many botanicals that I made actually survived into the baking process. But this one here was one of my favorites. This teal, it's just stunning, and the embossing was one of my favorites as well. Now, just so you know, I did have some cling film down on my desk to help these peel back up because I still don't have all of the tools. I'm just using what I have. And I figured if I can do that, then anyone can do that. if I'm a newbie. Guys, this is where the game changed, okay? This is the game-changing moment when I sat and remembered I have these Silicone Inlays by Moulds and Shapes. Now, Moulds and Shapes is a mold making company in the Netherlands. I've been working in collaboration with them for a long time. And I remembered that I've got some embossed inlays. So these are silicone inlays for your Jesmonite and your resin. You can use them both equally. And I thought, what if I roll it over the clay? Because I have seen that you can get embossing pads and embossing sheets for your clay, but I don't have any of that. So I'm thinking, what do I have that can emboss? Some of you will remember my air dry clay embossing video. So really you could use anything. I've got a whole bunch of decanters that you could just, you know, press in, cut glass, anything with a pattern. And look at these. Okay, so then I remembered I also have a Druzy Inlay. So the star is a Druzy Inlay, and I figured I would try that as well. And guys, it just got better and better. It just got better and better. This one here is another. So the silicone, you can see, is kind of elongating as I roll it. So the actual image is not the exact image, it's just been stretched, and that's absolutely fine because there's no rules here, and we're definitely, I mean, this is Claire's Crafty Corner, we're definitely not going for perfection. So on this one, I decided to add all of the colours, just go wild, go crazy, add them all in together, make it as stunning, as rainbow as possible, and honestly, it was just too much fun. It was just too much fun. I didn't want to stop. I did not want to stop. Just look at this. It's beyond beautiful. These silicone inlays from Moulds and Shapes came through and did so much more, exceeded all of my expectations on just how stunning I, as someone who's never done polymer clay, could create polymer clay. Like, I think this is probably my second video properly using it, and it might have featured somewhere in the past on my channel, but nothing to this level. So I just used my metal cutters, which are linked below, and cut out as much as I could. And even then I used much smaller cutters and got into those areas that were kind of left over because I didn't want to waste any before having to roll it back up again. And honestly, look at the patterns on these. The patterns, I'm not looking for uniform. I'm not looking for symmetry. I'm just cutting them out wherever I want to. There's absolutely no rhyme or reason to where on that pattern I'm going to cut them out, because I feel like random is good. Random is such a good feeling of handmade with love and not, you know, perfection. There's nothing on my channel that is perfect. So you are all in the right place if that is your vibe. These little baby ones I really, really loved, and I was just having so much fun. I was having so much fun. Next up was the Druzy, and I wasn't sure what the Druzy results were going to give me or if I was even going to like it, but I decided to go with it, see how it turns out. Now, of course, it is a matte Druzy, so it's not really giving you much, but as soon as you brush it with that Chameleon powder, it brings it to life. It's definitely not the same Druzy effect that you would get in epoxy resin, because of course that would be super shiny, sparkly, almost diamond-esque. But these are pretty. They actually remind me of the cling film technique in resin. If any of you saw that video, I did a video using polyurethane sheet even in resin, and then you dust the back with mica powder. That's what it reminded me of. So pretty. I didn't stop there. It carried on. I just carried on because I couldn't get enough, to be honest. I could have spent way longer, but You know, we're nearly 10 minutes in and no one's going to sit through a 3-hour video of me stamping polymer clay. This was the very last one where I just rolled out, and I rolled it double, so we've got like a double embossed, so it's not really clear. And I just, yeah, cut out some more. And then it was time to scrunch back up all of the clay that I did not use, roll it back in a ball and put it back into the packet. And look at these. I made a couple of half moons, but only one made it. It is time for top coating. So they did all go into the oven, 110 degrees for 40 minutes, because a little bit extra. I always like to put them in a little bit extra longer than the 30 minutes recommended. I don't know why, because I don't really know what I'm doing. So I really should just follow the instructions. I'm taking things slowly. In contrast to my last polymer clay video a week ago, I am going so slowly with the UV resin process. I'm pouring some into the center. I'm using a cocktail stick to drag it out to the sides. And I'm doing one at a time, guys. One at a time. I thought the easiest way and the best way to stop it rolling over the edges is to get it done and get it under the light quickly and not do multiple. And look at this. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's like the TikTok. I don't know what to say, except I made that. I cannot believe I made it. It is the most beautiful thing I think I've ever made with polymer clay. And I know I've only made like 4 things, but look. This one here I believe has 2 coats because it seeped over the edge. I tried, okay, I did try to not have it seeping over the edge, but as the embossed pattern, you can clearly see there are areas where it will naturally run off because the edge is not a straight 90-degree angle edge. So I did my best to get the UV resin on there super quick and get it under the UV light super quick to try and cure it before anything else could seep over the edge. And I have to say, this UV resin actually cures in 100. I think my timer goes up to 190 or 100 seconds, and it's cured. So I thought this nail lamp wasn't that good, and I thought it took a good 5 minutes for this resin to cure, but actually I only have to press that button once and I can pick them up in my hand. Look at this, and look at this. I was just gonna say over and over, look at this. Okay, you all know Claire. You all know that I'm not going to individually coat like 30 pieces of polymer clay. So this is where I got lazy and I decided to do a few at once. And I had more spill-offs in that little bundle there than I had in all of the others where I took my time. So don't be like me. Look at these. These are the Druzys. And just wow. I don't have the words. Yes, you're all waiting for me to say obsessed. Guys, I am. I can't even lie. This is a Druzy Inlay rolled over polymer clay. I know it's not groundbreaking new information to polymer clay artists. I know that. But it's new to me and it's something I've never done before. And I just love it. It reminds me of walking in a stream with loads of pebbles at your feet. These are some of my favourites. The best thing for me was cutting the pattern in random areas. No rhyme or reason. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't putting thought behind where I'm cutting. I just cut so that the pattern was random. Now the one you can see on the left, this was a common occurrence. I've got about 5 that have got really bad spill-offs. Let me know in the comment section if you are still here. We are nearly 14 minutes in, but if you are a polymer clay artist, please let me know in the comment section how you would deal with that. Can you sand polymer clay is my question, because I can just give that back a light sand and then maybe paint it to make it look pretty. But these, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed, guys. I am so in love with the results from these pieces. The fact that I spent 2 to 3 hours in my craft room enjoying just calm, relaxing time. And these are the results. Come on. I couldn't have wished for more. My expectations were not low, but they weren't like up there. They weren't high, but they weren't low, because you know I still do like this kind of thing. I'm not saying for a second I was expecting them all to be awful, but they've definitely exceeded my expectations. Funnily enough, this video started out as a potential botanical video. I fully intended to go down the flower and botanical route. That just did not last. These are nice, okay. They're more than nice. I really like them, but they're giving me clay, you know, pottery, ceramics. They're giving me ceramics. Handmade ceramic is what I see when I look at these. So I do love them for that. I love them for their bumpy, quirky, uneven surface kind ofness. Does that make sense? But yeah, I'm definitely feeling more that these are handmade in a ceramic kind of way, and not like all the others. But I still like them. Didn't take me long though before Moulds and Shapes came through with their inlays and their silicone druzes, and oh my gosh, yes, the spill off was real on some of them, but some of them are just beautiful with absolutely no spill off. So please help a girl out in the comment section. Yes, I could go onto YouTube and Google it myself, but it would be really great to hear from you guys. If you know, can you sand these? I hope you have loved this video as much as I have loved filming it. And again, I'm saying it right towards the end of the video. If you like what you see, please do not forget to give me a big fat thumbs up. Everything will be linked below, including Moulds and Shapes website and my code CCC5 at the checkout if you would like to get some inlays. Also, the clay will be linked below and the details for the resin will also be linked below. Guys, I hope you've loved this, because for someone who doesn't do polymer clay, I'm honestly so proud. Like, I'm so proud, and I love showing things that I've never done before or I don't have a lot of experience in, because if I can get results like this that I think personally are beautiful, then I know anybody can get results like this. If I can do it, anybody can do it, because I don't know what I'm doing. I've said it before, I don't have a polymer clay cutter, I don't have the tile tray, the rolling mat, I don't have a rolling machine, I don't have any of that, but yet I've created these. Look at, I can't, it's so gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna go, and thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart for all of your support. I hope you've loved it, and yeah, a massive shout out to all of your help and advice in the first video, which really helped me with this one, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.